boxing out is one of the most important skills in basketball. Depending on how you break down the skills, it could be the single most important skill in basketball. Let's watch this film. All right, man, so here we are. We're at a point of the game, right? I'm gonna rewind this and give you context on the game, okay? And this will show you why. This is a great example as to why boxing out is one of the most important skills, if not the most important skill in basketball. And when I say that, I'm talking about in the context of paring it down, right? If you think, let's say like a step back three is a skill, right? A catch and shoot three is a skill. All those shooting skills are important. Being able to shoot off the dribble. Create your own shot for three, being able to shoot a lefty floater, right, off of one, lefty floater off two. If you break skills down to that granular of a level and you take all of them and you rank them, boxing out is easily number one. It's one of the things that happens the most often and creates the most impact. And you'll see why here, okay? Being able to put the ball in the bucket, if you look at it as a whole, as a scoring or as three-point shooting, which I think is too broad, then yeah, I think those are going to be more important than boxing out. But let's just watch this game a little bit. Before we get into the boxing out thing specifically, I just want to watch this tape. And let's just watch the tape. We're going to talk about Con Knuppel and something that I made a video about him and Cooper Flagg, who should get Rookie of the Year. I said Cooper Flagg should get Rookie of the Year. And I do believe that Cooper Flagg gets the edge. Slight nod if you ask me. But Knuppel has a serious argument to be made, and I want to make that argument. First of all, he's played more games, but look, let's take a look here.
He wants to put on a show.
So now let's just look at the context of the game. 6 minutes left. This has been a back and forth game. All right, if you watch the full game, it was about, it's like a 1 or 2 point game, almost the whole game, back and forth, a lot of lead changes. Very tight game against two good teams who are going to be in the playoffs. Unless the Hornets collapse. And by the way, Bam Adebayo, that is vicious. Let's just watch this real quick. I know we're getting off topic from boxing out, but you'll see why as the game progresses. It's important to take the context of the whole game into account sometimes. And this is recent, by the way. March 6, 2026. I'm making this video on March 8th, okay? So I don't need to go that far back to find a good example of why boxing out is so important, but let's watch this. And man, that's vicious. That's that mid-post work from a big like that. Vicious, man. That's tough. That was a Jimmy Butler move. That shimmy jab is something. Jimmy Butler's tough with that. That wasn't the shimmy jab, but that was just a jab.
3.1 of the shot clock.
Yeah, I mean, that's jab. Put the ball on the deck, side step. Man, and he's got muscle, man. He's a big guy. Like, he can really play, bro. He can do a lot of different things. If he's scoring 20 points, and Tyler Hero, of course, is a burner. I mean, these guys are good. The Heat are good.
No damage done. Here come your Hornets.
Red Williams. So look at the context, right? 115, 111. It's now a 4-point game. It's a tight game down the stretch. You're going down. It's an exciting game. You're at home. 5 minutes left in the game, approximately. That's sick, man. 8 threes. It's not a good pass by LaMelo. This is the. They say, if you're gonna jump to make a pass, it's important that you locate your guy first. It looks like he did, but Hero's just quick. Hero's good. I mean, he's a good basketball player. I do it a lot. When I'm playing pickup, I jump all the time, but I also suck and I'm not in the NBA. So, I'm a hypocrite, but you shouldn't jump to make a pass. But, I mean, it's, Melo. If I'm coaching this team, I'm letting it go because it's Melo. And obviously he does a lot for the team. And you can't, with a player like Melo, you cannot constrict him. It's going to ruin his game. You got to let him play. You just got to go let him hoop. And, what I do in the summers is one thing. In the summers, you substitute immediately. If he does this shit, you're coming out of the game. I'm telling you why you came out of the game. And hopefully you can start to improve that way. But in the season, You know what I mean? This is, you got to let him play. Because otherwise, that nasty snatchback that he's been doing recently, creating 8 feet of space, hitting a three, that shit's not going to happen either if you start to make him think about everything. So you just got to let it go. Sometimes the shit is going to happen, and he's going to, you know what I mean? It's going to happen, bro. You got to look at players. The way I look at players as a coach is as if they were objects. That sounds bad, but like, you gotta look at them as assets, right? They're assets. Like, this guy is an exceptional scorer. He's sometimes going to turn the ball over. Sometimes he's going to make a defensive mistake. Sometimes he's going to get you a steal and score in transition. Sometimes it's just, you're taking those probabilities and you're going to accept it as in your internal calculus as a coach. It is what it is. And if you're not ready for that, then don't put him on the court at all, or don't sign him, right? But you're obviously taking the good with the bad because the good is so damn good with LaMelo Ball. And yeah, okay, so
there has never been a time in most people's lifetime when Miami was not a tough out.
There you go.
They play hard.
And this right here is why Knuppel has a serious argument to be made. You're down 9, 4 minutes left. You're starting to feel the game slip away. It keeps you in the game by hitting a big three, putting you within 2 possessions of the opponent, right? On a playoff team, this is impact. This is not him being the first scoring option. This is not him being the best player on his team, but the impact is immense. Moussa Diabate, another very impactful player that plays his role and does a lot for his team, right? There is something to be said for that. When you're talking about Rookie of the Year, when you play a certain role, I don't think we should be biased to roles, right? It's like the Heisman being for quarterbacks only or whatever. I think you should, but in reality it is, right? A lot of the time, quarterbacks make the most impact. Number one scoring options, number one player, like the best player on the team a lot of the time is going to get the nod for these awards, Rookie of the Year, MVP, things like that in basketball. It is what it is. But I do think that you need to recognize that Knuppel playing his role as the second or third scoring option, as one of the, as not the creator for the team, that's LaMelo Ball, right? He's exceptional at that. He's like the best, literally. Like, he's so fucking good at this. Being off the ball, catching, drilling the shot, right? Drive comes from the opposite corner. You're over here spacing the floor. Help. He kind of falls asleep a little bit, even looks the other direction. Boom, you're catching, shooting, putting it in the bucket for 3 points. If you can do that, that creates so many cascading positive effects for your team. Because now there are going to be instances where somebody's driving and there's no help because they can't help off Knuppel, right? Depending on what the other team is thinking. So these that's going to now open the floor up for your other scorers, LaMelo, Brandon Miller. The number of points that you're accountable for just by being on the court when you're Knuppel is immense, okay? And you're playing on a playoff team. Cooper Flagg's team is not doing that well. So those are the arguments for Con. I still do think Cooper Flagg gets the nod because Cooper Flagg, look, let's be real, man. I think Cooper Flagg's the better basketball player, right? And that's not to say anything negative about Con. These are 2 exceptional basketball players who will be faces of the league for a long time, barring any injuries. And in Con's case, even if he gets hurt, I don't think it really matters because his game is built around skill. Okay, so that's not going away. Even if he gets hurt and has to take a year off, he'll come back, he'll be able to shoot the ball. So, but I wanted to make the argument for Con and put that out there, even though I do think Cooper Flagg is probably the Rookie of the Year. But this is extremely valuable here. You're always alive when you have a guy that can shoot the ball like this on the court. And so I've seen this highlight before. And by the way, his sense off the ball is great. And this is the thing about a guy like Knuppel too, that you don't have to deal with LaMelo Ball, is he needs the ball very little. He's going to catch it, he's going to shoot it. He might take a dribble off a screen, shoot it. 2 dribbles, shots up. Gets rid of it, okay? He's not turning the ball over, right? I mean, Melo, the way he plays, he's going to give you more of an impact than Knuppel, but he's also going to give you a couple turnovers here and there. So when you take a guy, like, in the context of the game, right? If you look at LaMelo Ball, I really like LaMelo Ball. There might be better number 1 options out there. It's possible, right? Cooper Flagg is in that conversation. Like when you talk about guys in the future, Anthony Edwards, you talk about number 1 options. There are guys that LaMelo Ball has to answer to. When you bring them up, it's like, okay, LaMelo's got to perform to an extent where he's got to put that aside and be able to quell the thought that, hey, maybe they'd be better for this team. This guy does not. He is the apex predator in his food chain, right? He is the best second or third option, hands down, period. There's no question about that. You're not going to replace him, right? Where are you going to look? You're going to look at Klay Thompson, who's old as fuck, right? You're going to look at, I mean, to get a guy that produces this much value off the ball is damn near impossible, okay? So these are all the things you got to think about when you think about these Rookie of the Year awards and stuff like that. So, I mean, just to... That being said, I think LaMelo Ball is a better basketball player, right? If I had to build a team right now, am I picking LaMelo Ball or Con Canepo? I'm going to pick LaMelo Ball because you're going to build around him. He can create more for other people. Cooper Flagg, I'm picking Cooper Flagg, okay? But in his role, he's really good, and it's important to take that into context, the role in which he's performing, not just what he's doing on the court overall compared to other guys. Basketball is now positionless, but it is not role-less. I do think that you have to play a role. And so him being the shooter, he's exceptional at his now what is now the modern day version of positions. Humdiddly D is crazy. The man loves his job. Now, we talked about a lot in this video, and we're going to get to the point where boxing out is important. It's a 5-point game now. Tyler Hero has been absolutely unconscious down the stretch. I mean, I'm talking unconscious. Bam Adebayo threw in a couple big plays. Tyler Hero is a sick scorer as well.
Hornets had the guy shoot the ball they wanted to shoot. This was so bad you couldn't get a rebound.
And this is where boxing out really reveals itself as the most important skill. Now you have a 1 minute, you have a minute and 11 seconds left, some change, right? You're down 5. You have a chance in this game. This game is not over, okay? By the way, LaMelo Ball versus Tyler Hero, when you take those roles, right, the scoring role, that's the comp, right? And this is good defense by Khan. That's great defense. You force a bad shot, okay? There's the roll. Brandon Miller leaves him. And that's obviously a choice that the coaching staff, or maybe it was a choice that was made by the organization, that we're going to try to stop Tyler Hero at the cost of leaving this guy open, which is fair. With what Tyler Hero has been doing, that's a fair choice to make, right? Tyler Hero puts up a very contested shot. It's great defense by the team, right? This is great team defense. Whatever we're doing, we have forced a bad shot to be taken, okay? I call that forcing a miss when you really defend a good shot. When you really defend to the level of making somebody take a bad shot, okay? You're down 5. You've now forced a bad shot, okay? You've had a good defensive possession. You're going to get the ball back, perhaps score right away and make it a one-possession game with a minute left. You're in the game, okay? You are in the game. We don't have a guy boxed out, and I understand that Brandon Miller had left the assignment to go double, and that was probably a strategic decision made by the coach. But at the end of the day, the guy is not boxed out. Somebody's got to find a body, okay? And in this instance, there was nobody there to box him out. But regardless, the lack of him being boxed out results in you now being down 7, as opposed to having the ball back after a good defensive possession, going down, trying to keep yourself in the game, and potentially make a push to win it in the last minute. If you ask me, okay, and the rest of this game goes on, and Canepo from 5 feet behind the arc, right? I mean, look, again, 24 points. He's leading the team in scoring. The impact is immense. LaMelo Ball did create the shot, right? This is again, when we talk about roles. LaMelo Ball, threat. Boom, forces the help. He's got to jump on that deep shot, but then Canepo does his job, and that's an extremely. It's not an easy job. I make it sound like that's a tough shot to hit consistently at the rate at which he hits it is unheard of, right? Anyway, that aside, okay, the role discussion aside, the box out, right? I think loses you the game. If you have this play that deep three and you're down 5 as opposed to being down 7, it's now a 2-point game. It's a 1-possession game, right? If I had to pick one play, I'm doing this objectively, not because I want to glaze boxing out as a skill, right? If I'm 6 for 8, by the way, 6 for 8, 75% from 3. Nuts. That's nuts, man. That's fucking insane. The game goes on, you end up losing, right? But here, if I had to go back and pick one play in this game that was the most impactful play on the final score, as to who's winning, right? Not the final score, literally, but like in terms of who won the game. This is it. This is it right here. Given the context, a minute left, we just watched how this game developed, and we see us get a great defensive possession on Tyler Hero, force a terrible chuck, and they end up scoring anyway. That is pain, bro. That fucking hurts. You understand? That's deflating. Now, they came back. We made a play on the other end, and we're still a 2-possession game, yes. But at the end of the day, this was the single biggest reason that you lost, if you had to pick one play out of all of them. So tell me again how boxing out is not the most important skill in basketball.